Hello, I am Connor, and this is my sociological autobiography for Maverick. He's my interviewee.
Hello. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions and kind of get some insight on your experiences.
Awesome.
So the first one I have for you is, what was your family dynamics growing up?
My family dynamics. So I grew up in a household, and my parents are still together. So I grew up in a pretty stable household, and um, I don't know. Like if I were to use one word to describe how I grew up, it's freedom. Like I was very free. I never really grew up with many issues when it came to family.
Hmm.
It was kind of just laid back, and my mom and dad got into arguments here and there, but my family dynamics were pretty healthy. I'd say like I had a healthy family,
Hmm.
and I was really just focused on whatever I had that day, like school, growing up, and it's made me into the person I am today, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, how do you think you say you live in a very stable household? How do you think that's kind of shaped your values and beliefs?
Um, just I think recognizing that fact that not everyone has a stable household has definitely helped me to be more grateful and cherish what I have, and it's definitely built some beliefs. Just having respect for others, and um, I don't know. My parents have all like raised us to just be free thinkers, and to be respectful, and also Christ. I've was raised Christian, and I wasn't really a true Christian until maybe a couple of years ago. Um, but like that was definitely pushed on me in my family dynamic, and
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's excellent. Um, what was your early education experience like elementary school?
My early education, so I would say really, it was okay. It was nothing special, nothing bad about it. Um, it was kind of just like school. I would say until I got to like fourth grade, that's when everything kind of changed. I was kind of like I became a different person. I went from being very shy and timid and kind of quiet to becoming kind of like a class clown. And I attended a charter school, and at that time I moved from Flagstaff to Sedona. So I was attending a charter school in Sedona, and a lot of stuff changed, and it's definitely shaped a lot of who I am because just that's when I got into sports, and I just found a lot of confidence in myself because I was really good at a lot of things, which might sound arrogant, but I just found this confidence. And then I left public school, and I went to homeschool. My mom homeschooled me for like 4 years, and then I went to online school. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, to kind of bounce off that family dynamics question from earlier, I wanted to know like how did growing up in your household affect your career choices or aspirations, like your long-term goals?
Hmm. Okay, so I have a very supportive family. That's another word I'd use, and they would do anything to support any interest or aspiration I have. So that meant, buying astrophotography equipment, even though it's an extremely expensive hobby, they would. And so how it contributed to my aspirations, I mean, my parents let me go to Japan by myself twice. Well, once with my best friend when I was 16. So, they were very free and very encouraging of the stuff I wanted to pursue and anything I wanted to pursue. And, I'm very grateful for that because I recognize not everyone has that. And now it's turned into like my career. I'm learning Japanese. I've been learning Japanese for 2 years, and I've still pursue so much. I've definitely gone through many phases where I thought I was going to be like a computer person, working on computers, or maybe a streamer or just stuff like that. But right now, I'm just kind of set on this path of getting a bachelor's in business, which just contributes to Japanese. So yeah, I mean, my parents have always been very, my family have always been very encouraging of what I want to pursue.
Do you think that stems from like the stability you were talking about earlier?
Yeah, stability, and I think my parents they had very rough lives. A childhood, my dad specifically, he was um, basically his real dad molested his sister and his mom, and his stepdad didn't care for him. He had to sleep outside in snow in Flagstaff. he lived a really bad life. So I think he, instead of going down the wrong path, he chose to give his kids the life he never had. And um,
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, so yeah, and my mom also didn't have the greatest life. So they really do focus on their kids. They put a lot of energy into us, and they were like their whole life in a sense,
Yeah.
which makes sense. I mean, they had 4 kids, so.
Yeah, for sure. Well, to kind of wrap things up, I was just curious, is there any like teachers or mentors who have been like super influential in your life?
Yeah, totally. Like I have a lot of mentors that I've made. One of the biggest ones is the one I went to Japan with. Like I met there. Oh, excuse me. The one I went to Japan with and I met in Japan. His name is Mr. G or Mr. Gilbert, and he was the headmaster of my online school that I attended for like 6 years. And he's always been one of the biggest influences in my life. Another one is Master Conover, which is my Taekwondo master. She's very much made an impact in just so many different parts of my personality and who I'm becoming. She's helped me build integrity and confidence and just so much, so much. And yeah, that's another person I look up to. And then my dad, obviously. I think most people look up to their dads, especially sons. And yeah, I've had a very broad spectrum of mentors, but also very powerful mentors, and I look up to a lot of them.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice to have a large support group for sure.
Right. Yeah. Totally.
How are we on time?
1:20.
Got a minute? All right. Um, well, what are your hopes for the future on a personal level?
What are my hopes for the future on a personal level? My hopes for the future, personally, is I'm a Christian. So my hopes is just to be a man of God. That's kind of what I want to do. And that's just being the best person I can. And I want to chase my goals. And, I love the universe. So I want to really pursue something astronomy related and just learn more about the universe and the night sky. I also want to go to Japan. I'm going to move to Japan hopefully at some point. And I'm going to go to university there to become fluent. And yeah, so like hopes just to keep pursuing success, and one day I'll get there and I'll just be living it up, and I'm just enjoying the journey every day, trying to at least.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good hope.
Yeah. That is a good hope, huh?
Definitely.
Yeah, so.
Well, I think that about covers it.
Yeah, I think it does too.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on.
Sweet. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate this. Awesome.
Sweet.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.